Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Big welcome back to another episode of Let's Vent with Dash. It's been a while. I don't know. I'm very anxious recording this because since I haven't been podcasting, a lot has happened. I don't have the proper tools to really edit and do a lot. So if I mess up or if this doesn't really sound as nicer as some of my older episodes, just know because it's a transition, okay? I haven't podcasted in like 2 years. This is a lot for me. So we're just gonna hop right into it. On my last episode that I did drop, if you can listen and if you know me, you know that I obviously was very emotional through that episode. It took a lot for me to actually record the episode, get through it, and then air it to the world. So thankfully, I'm not in that depressed ass state anymore. Um, and then it's just like once everything started happening and a lot of things got switched around with like my podcast and licensing and just kind of how we do things. So I lost a lot of resources and it was just a lot. So hindsight, why we haven't had an episode in a while. Um, that's why. So with that being said, we're just gonna dive right into this episode. I have a few things that I really wanted to get on here and say. I think that I owe it to a lot of people to get on here and say what I need to say. So here we are. And little disclaimer, like I said, I don't have all of the proper tools. So if you hear something in the background, deal with it. First thing first that I want to go into on this podcast is I realize every time I unlock a new level, it always comes with a loss. You know, whether it's a friend, a job, a lover, shit, all three. It's like every time I gain something, I take a loss. So that kind of just has me nerve wracked. Because I feel like I'm always going through something. I feel like I'm always going through a lot. I feel like it's always a job. I feel like it's always a friend. It's always a nigga. It's always a bitch. It's just always something. And 2026, I made a promise to myself that this was going to be my breakthrough year for a lot of shit. So I'm not tolerating bullshit. I'm not tolerating weird ass, hating ass friends. I feel like a lot of my friends that I had prior, to these past 2 years that I've taken a break from y'all, they're weird. Like they're weird as fuck. They're either hating, envious, insecure. Like it was just something wrong with them to the point where it just didn't work. And the dating pool sucked. I mean, it still sucked, but I got my nigga now, so you know, it sucks for y'all. And I just feel like when it comes to dating, I'm always going to blame whoever I want to blame. But for this particular time in dating, I feel like this generation of women just kind of set the bar so low. So I don't think that women are being loved properly because my generation of women just kind of set the bar low. Like a weed is good for them, a burger is good for them. Like, and I'm not saying that that shouldn't be good for you, but what I'm saying is you should just, at our age, we're literally on 30. So I feel like you should be just wanting a little bit more out of a person that you're giving yourself to. I think that we've definitely gotten to the point where we're too old to be ignoring the red flags. And nobody's going to ever tell you that it's a red flag. Like a nigga's not gonna walk up to you and be like, yeah, here's all my flaws. Like, they're not gonna do that. So it's up to you to find yourself and to know what you want and what you desire and just make sure you could just do it for yourself first. That is my advice when it comes to dating in 2026. Make sure what you're asking for, you can do it for yourself. Because you're never going to find happiness in something that you can't do for yourself. Happiness starts within. So I also made a lot of new friends during this 2 years. I have some really amazing friends right now. I learned that I don't want friends that I can't learn from, that I can't grow with, you know? So I really been taking the time to like weed out all of the bad apples out of my bunch. Cause I just feel like your 20s is all about fixing everything that you can potentially fix. Cause in your 30s, shit just kind of starts freezing over and it just becomes who you are as a person. So trying to work on fixing everything that I can fix at this point. I realized that I want my friends to have drive and ambition. I'm not saying that my current friends don't have that, but I would like to make some more friends that have a lot of drive and ambition. I want to be in rooms with people that actually want to be in rooms that grow. And sometimes I feel like my friends are a little content where they are. And I'm always a person that wants the most out of life. So I like kind of being surrounded by people that want the most out of life. And I'm learning that about myself. I'm learning that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Because it's been times that I prayed and wished to be where I am today. And it's like, now that I'm here, it's lonely. It's humbling. It's something that I didn't imagine. I thought once I got here, I would be happier than what I am. I thought that I would be less scared. And I thought that I would be more confident, basically, like in myself and what I'm doing. And right now, I'm learning that I don't have everything figured out. I don't know what direction I'm going, but I just know that I'm going further than where I've come from. And that's all I could really ask for. I know that battling depression isn't easy, especially when you have like mental things that you deal with and challenges that you face and you're grieving and you're going through breakups and you're losing a job and like I don't know, I feel like when I stopped podcasting, everything was kind of just hitting me at once. I'm grieving about my mom. I'm in between jobs. Relationship shit really wasn't the best. And I'm learning that I am more than what I thought that I could be. And I'm learning that I am unapologetically myself. And I don't think there's a person that could change me. I don't think there's a job that could change me. I am who I am, and I don't apologize for it. I am a Black, young American woman, and I just happen to live in a racist ass state. Like, I don't know. I know I got listeners all over, but Ohio, specifically Columbus, Ohio, it's kind of racist here. Like, I don't know. I've had so many mental battles with my mind and with my head because I feel like everywhere I go, I'm being stereotyped off of a stereotype that doesn't even exist. It's just like, For some reason, the world just wants black women to be angry and mad and sad and depressed. And it's like, when you're not feeding into it, motherfuckers get mad. Like, they want me to be something that I'm not, and I will never be. And that just goes for every aspect of my life. I will never be unblack. I'm a black woman. I like hip hop. I like R&B. I feel like wearing your bonnet isn't unprofessional. I feel like the way we talk isn't unprofessional. I feel like the world is just closed-minded. Businesses, corporations, all these whitewashed ass shit, it's not rocket science. It's just prejudice. Most of these companies, oh, you're wearing a bonnet, that doesn't look professional. Okay? So since I don't have long, straight hair that goes into a ball cap, I'm unprofessional. I'm sorry that I have curls that are defined and my hair is thick. So unfortunately, I can't wear a ball cap like the rest of y'all. And by the rest of y'all, I mean the white people. And I'm sorry that I was raised in a certain environment. So I might talk a certain way, but I'm very, very educated, highly educated, and I have a very, 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 very good way of words. So I just think that it's up to us to speak out for ourselves, live in our truth. Don't be whitewashed. Don't be a house nigga. Don't be true to yourself. And then people would respect you more. You might lose a few jobs. You might lose a few friends. Shit, you might even lose a boyfriend or two or a girlfriend or whatever. But don't not be yourself. I've gotten way further in my life by being myself than I have by trying to be somebody else. And I'm learning that, and that is one of the greatest lessons that I think I've learned to date. I can't not be Deja. Deja's always going to be Deja, but that's the reason why people like me. And I feel like, excuse me, I feel like I got in a place to where people wanted me to change myself for the betterment of a company that doesn't really give two fucks about me. Like, I could die tomorrow and they wouldn't even give a fuck. So it's like, why would I invest all of my time into changing myself? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And I think this needs to be something that needs to be talked about. Can we stop stereotyping black women just based upon how they look? I look like one thing, but I promise you I'm another. Because at the end of the day, we're not doing that. We're not doing that with nobody else. Fuck, I see white people all the time and I think, oh my God, they're dirty as fuck. They stink. They probably smell like wet dogs, but you don't see me judging them and doing all that extra shit and making them feel uncomfortable in their workplace or doing all that. We just don't do that as black people. So I just feel like, why does it always have to be done to us? And mainly women. Mainly women. For some reason, America hates black women. I don't know what we did. But they hate us. Like, they literally hate us. And this is just my word of advice to any black man or woman. If you're working for a company or dealing with a company that can't accept you for your greatness, let it ride. And if you're working for a company and you are black and you're letting people brainwash you into being a house nigga, I suggest you go and pull your cards and do your research, because when everything's said and done, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. Don't give 110% of yourself to a company that you don't own, because they will drop you within the blink of an eye. But enough about racial debacles in the workplace. I really, really, really want to get on to this MPD topic. And if you don't know what MPD is, it is multiple personality disorder. And it was recently renamed to like DID. I don't know why the fuck they renamed it, because it makes no sense. But it's originally known as multiple personality disorder. And if you are a person struggling with that, just know you are not alone. I am also a mental health warrior who struggles with the same thing. And I get it. Trust me, I get it. We're like the most misunderstood people on this earth because we have more than one person resonating within inside of us. So 9 times out of 10, you're always going to be misunderstood. You're always going to be looked at as crazy. You're always going to be something in somebody's eyes. But as long as you stay true to yourself, stay true to your vision, stay true to what you've started, I think that we will all be just fine. Like, I really do. And lastly, before I wrap this episode up, because I didn't want to get on here and talk y'all's ears off for a month of Sundays, I just wanted y'all to know that I'm back. I'm rejuvenated. I'm better. I'm getting better every day. I'm growing. I'm wiser. And I want to say outgrowing things is probably one of my favorite topics to go over. It's just something about this topic that I love to visit and talk about. I feel like outgrowing things as an adult is probably one of my favorite things to do. And it's like as I'm entering a new chapter in my life, and some of these things are fizzling and dying out. I don't know if it's because I've been hopping in my bag, or I don't know if it's because I've become more social, or if it's just because I want people around that actually love me and love the things I do and love the paths that I'm taking. So it's like as I enter chapter 27 and I bring chapter 26 to an end, I just want a softer life. I want to do more. I want to see more. I want to live more. I don't want to live with limits. I don't want to live with limits. I want to be in rooms with people I can learn from and I can grow from, and vice versa. I want to master walking away from situations the first time that they got me fucked up. I still haven't mastered that yet, but we're going to get there. And to all my listeners that are still here with me 2 years later, I love you guys. You will forever be in my heart. And season 3, episode 1, this is the beginning. Until next time.